Hey guys, this is COMPUTEROSIS and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Odama. And this episode, a lot of shit happens in this episode, let me tell you. First off, we're going to be replaying Kaguya Plains 3. And you can probably figure out if we succeed or not, seeing as how long this episode is. But you know, I got into thinking. Well, this is during the playing this. In fact, I'm actually doing post-commentary after I got done playing it. It got me to thinking, you know what? It's about that key right there. Yeah, I want to get that card right there. I think I know what that card is. And it will be a card that could help us later on. It will give us a step up. I mean, the fact that I just thought of the movie Step Up just now. As I said the word step up, oh god. And I didn't even watch that movie. Sure, I saw Step Up too, but that's another story entirely. Just, wow. Anyway, I'm thinking, you know what? It was sort of my fault that the key was sort of there. Of course, I get to show how anything that goes past the bumpers, that's something that you can control besides the Nintendo can go over whatever's that. And you know how just everything stops and the key opens up to whatever the hell it is. Granted, it's one of the hardest courses to get to, and you'll be seeing a couple of times where I tried to get Odama to go through there, but so difficult. Also, you'll be noticing a couple of things to make it seem as if, yeah, I know what the fuck I'm doing. But I won't get to them until later into this. In fact, while I'm doing this, and hopefully the audio is not desynced, I will have to say that right now, as I'm doing post commentary, something that I just done a few minutes ago. So I want to point out that for those of you who have been wondering about the latest episode of LPJ&D, the P Legacy, don't fret. I'm having problems with Windows Movie Maker, and by that I mean it won't start for me for some odd reason. And it's been causing me so much grief. In fact, I've mentioned it a couple of times. When you get to write your own little post thingy with writing, God, so social networky. Only, I'm pretty sure no one reads that at all. Like, they're like, oh, okay, that's good to know. Which, by the way, I will be writing it again, like I've always been doing. Usually I don't care. Oh yeah, they're asking for more men. I can't do that. The cavalry's fucking coming. Which, by the way, if you haven't realized, we do have cavalry, but I'm saving that till later. And another thing to point out is, if the cavalry doesn't get defeated, well, your flippers become disabled longer than needed to, and thus preventing you from being able to hit the Odama out, thus you lose the Odama. So in this episode, yes, I will be showing myself losing the Odama. But, at the same time, I will be gaining Odamas. Oh yes. Oh yes, I will. That's not a spoiler. I'm pretty sure that's not. Since I've mentioned about how you can get more Odamas by completing it with more than 100 seconds. And yes, the ladder tower has fallen over, and now we just press forward. So basically I'm like, screw the card, just do it. Now another thing that I want to do here, and this is a little pro tip, but still, for being a total badass at this game, even if it's a game of chance, I mean, I do things that are like, holy shit, you did it that fast, what the fuck? Literally, are you using like fucking Game Genie shit? I'm like, okay, first I'm using Game Genie in the wrong way. In this century, it's called Game Shark. I get it. I never had a Game Genie. You don't have to fucking rub it in for me. Second, no cheats at all. This is straight up me playing the game. This is how good I am at the game. This episode will prove how good I am at the game. the previous episode, I was just getting back into the swing of things. It's almost like if you haven't played Team Fortress 2 in quite a while, like 2 to months ago, and then you're like just sucking so much that you're like dying by the easiest noob. And what's worse, he's playing spy and he doesn't even know how to use the character correctly. I mean, But later on, you begin to realize you're back in the groove again, and now noobs can't touch you, and even veterans are like, whoa, I'm gonna try to kill you, but I'm gonna watch my back, all that. Now, granted, it's been a really long time since I played Team Fortress 2, so kind of a bad analogy on my end, and I probably will suck as the scout, or heavy, since I usually play either scout or heavy. Mostly heavy, but whatever. Anyway, back to Odama. As you can clearly see, I just did another pro tip. Basically, you can shoot it over the wall. It should be fairly simple to do. I mean, when I first played it, I was shooting it in the little center right there. Do you know how fucking hard it is to literally take control of the flippers while your ball is constantly being controlled by the dark side, the enemy, and they're killing your men, and you're like, damn it, I need to bring out my reserves, but you're running out of reserves, and thus your morale's decreasing even lower as we speak. But during my second playthrough of it, I'm like, you know what, I wonder if I can shoot over that wall, and I did, and you know what, it fucking worked. In fact, during my second playthrough, the first time I did it, I basically demolished the entire back side of it. Like, the ball didn't even come back. I mean, I didn't even have to tilt the fucking ball or anything. I didn't have to tilt the field. No, it was just completely destroyed like that. Just sploosh! And right when the ball was about to come back, of course, granted, I was not even paying attention and thus not even controlling the flipper, but still, there. Now, one thing about these things, and trust me, there won't be technically an enemy that I will technically kill. Okay, maybe in this one stage, but maybe not. Because it does take a while to kill them off. I'll grant it, it takes a while. And the only reward you get from it is... Oh, we're done already? No, I'm just going to keep talking. Anyway, what are the benefits of destroying these so-called bosses if the whole point is just to get the bell from your flippers to the Great Gate and beyond? I can't think of a good metaphor for that. Without being totally wrong. But granted, if you do defeat the bosses, and there's about, I'm not going to lay a number, I'm just going to say few. Less than several, but more than a couple. Well, so if you do defeat one of these, like you do indeed defeat them, their health depletes. And trust me, I only did this once, and I was kind of regretting it because the time was almost over. I wasted 400 seconds just defeating this guy. I'll show him all. I'll show you which guy I defeated. And the whole reward is just getting more Odamas. But basically at this point, did you see how much Odamas I have now? We're gonna get more of those. Yeah. So unless you have like only one Odama and you're basically scared shit that you're gonna fail because you ran out of Odamas, because you realize how not so great. I'm not gonna say how much you suck, because granted, I'm not gonna say anyone can suck at this game. Same. I can just say that they cannot play well. Okay? So, there. So anyway, wait. You're probably wondering about the stage here. I probably should be talking about the stage. But then again, what's the whole point? Oh, crap! And This is not exactly a pro tip, and to be honest, you should never try it. Never send out so many reserves out that you literally are using it as a way to block the Nintendo from getting behind the flippers. Granted, it works, but the fact that you can only release so many reserves at one time, and there will be a point in this stage where like the morale is so low that I want to increase it by releasing more men, but I can't. So I start releasing rice balls. But the fact that the controlling of when you release the rice balls is the same way as tilting it, you basically have to make sure that your Odama doesn't go all over the place and thus lose the opportunity to... You lose the Odama. Basically, you lose the Odama while you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm going to shoot the rice ball over there. Got it! Yes! Where'd all my Odama go? And all of a sudden you see, next ball. Fuck. So anyway, I'm basically going to be just talking about this game. I mean, this game is just awesome, okay? It's just pure awesome. I mean, granted, it gets more awesome, but also a lot more difficult, and a lot more, for me, saying the word that it's a game of chance, it's almost like insulting me, to me. Like, this is a personal thing. Like, saying that this is a game of chance, even though I agree to that, personally, it insults me. Mostly because of the fact that I mostly play by chance. Chance. Sure, there are times where I've gotten lucky. I mean, sure, battles have lasted longer than they should have, and sure, battles have lasted shorter than they have. But because I planned accordingly to it, and taken the strategic element by adding in the quirkiness of the pinball, giving it, basically using it to its advantage, and also using the field to its advantage. Like, for instance, if you haven't been noticing all these, like, different clocks that have been appearing, yeah, I'm farming for time to get more Odamas when I beat this. But at the same time, I'm making sure that the time does not become a factual element to my demise. Nice. Because remember, if the time ends, it's basically sundown, even though technically by extending the time while at night, which has happened before, where it's even surpassed sundown, it's basically like just complete darkness. Where I don't know if this was shown yet, and I don't think I'll actually be able to show it due to how good I am skill-wise at this game. But basically the more the day goes, the more the tone of the color changes. And you know, it's like regular daytime, and then the tone changes to like a sunset, celestia like color scheme of things, and then it goes straight up black and white, like basically drawing a caricature. See that right there? Unable to deploy troops, and look how low my morale is. That's bad. Okay, that is really bad. And the only way to increase the morale again is to release the ball, release the rice balls. But the fact of the matter is, I have to go and, like, you know, I have to calculate it just right. And even when I do, there's even a slight chance I could, like, throw it off. Like, for instance, the second rice ball that I throw was indeed a bad throw. I will admit, it's a bad throw. A really, really bad throw. But it's just there. Plus, when you given the amount of time a rice ball does stay by the amount of men that get rallied to the rice ball and out in degrees, basically it can decrease like slightly to just it barely did shit. shit. Now I will say this about this challenge, about this level. And I should have mentioned this in the second level, where I've beaten this level doing it both ways. One is the regular way, which I've shown, and of course I'm going to defeat because, you know, there's still time left in this video. So, is this video going to be filled with fail? No! No! I'll probably only fail like one more time. And look at that! I win! And look how much time! 513 seconds! That's 5 Odamas! 5 more Odamas! Which at this point, after reaching over 5 Odamas already, basically I have this in the bag. I really do. There's no way I can get downhill from here. The only way for me to even fail is to have barely any soldiers left in reserve after the end of the battle. Plus, my morale is so low that by the time the Nintendo gets on the stage, they're like, fuck you, we don't trust your ass. You almost got fucking killed. We're gonna fucking retreat. Then at that point, you're like, fuck. Which, that also adds in an extra strategic level to the whole thing. The fact that you cannot bring your men back, even though it can kind of piss people off when they realize it, but that just adds in the extra element to it. Think about it. Now that, even though you're still playing by chance about how many soldiers you have in reserve, which granted, you won't get any less than 50? About between 40 and 50, because I have had lowest number, but on average, the lowest you'll ever get as like soldiers to come to you, both friend and foe, to basically come on your side, basically by force, is about an average of 40 to 50. The least I've ever had to bring into the next battle was 24. But even then, my morale was basically in the blue, so I basically had no worries for the rest of my days. Yeah, I know, I just snuck that reference in there. But you know, for long-time subscribers, you should be used to this, okay? You should be used to me just throwing in obscure references, and even when you do get the reference, you're like, okay, why? That had nothing to do with it. It's almost like saying, what's love got to do with it? And then you're like, okay, why the hell did you do that? Just, why? But, you know, whatever. On this, on a random note, YouTube still thinks this is an Obama video. Okay, just because I'm black, playing a game that basically is spelled almost the same way, only replacing a B with a D. And the fact that the game came out before Obama even... Well, actually no. I had to read later on that. The game came out while Obama was indeed on the run for the Democratic Party. Right? Oh my gosh, this is probably the first time I ever went political on this. Oh wow, feels weird. Anyway, oh wow, I just realized I did not take care of that third wheel. But then again, I'm too good for that. I didn't have to worry about those people. I could just went up there and be like, yeah, I'm the boss. Yeah, I carry the Nintendo like the boss. Shoot all those dumbbells like the boss. Shoot the rice balls like the boss. Kill the cavalry like the boss. Boss, I let the boss free like a boss. I am the boss like a boss. Raise morale like a boss. Boss, eat a rice bowl like a boss. Boss, gain more Odamas like a boss. Boss, make a Walker Texas Ranger reference. Wait, what does that have to do with Odama? Are you gonna say that you're the Chuck Norris of this game? No? No, I'm not. And, you know, this is the part where I was supposed to say, hey, we still have time. You ready for another stage? You ready for another boss? And then in my mind, I hear children crying, yeah! And meanwhile, there's like a couple people like, no. I'm gonna do it anyway! But you know, if you're reading the test right here, you can sort of figure out more along the lines of what's going on. Especially this dude. The fact that he was on my side, but he gave up hope and decide to become evil. There's a part of me that wants to kill him off, in which I did at one point, but it wasn't really worth it at all. I mean, sure, I got 5 more Odamas to add to the 4 I already had. Kind of useless at this point. But basically, when I went into the stage, I was gonna be like, you know what? I know my skills. I know it will probably be longer than the first episode. So I'm not gonna lie, it was probably gonna be longer than that. Now that I think about it, it's kind of actually the same length, give or take. And I covered so much than the previous episode. But then again, the previous episode was basically just an introduction to the commands that we needed. Like, we're basically using the commands that we needed. The other commands, we don't need them, but they give us an upper edge. But overall, you know. And goddamn, I have way too many rice balls. You know, there's gonna be a stage. I just know it. There's gonna be a later on stage where I'm just gonna be shooting rice balls off the wazoo just to distract the fucking enemy. I'm probably gonna be doing that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna be doing that shit. Probably will. Just as possibly a little challenge for me. Because to be honest, after beating this game for so many times, this game has become too easy. I mean, sure, that water hazard does damper me. And basically, the only way to fully be able to get across is to make sure this motherfucker is nowhere near that endless supply of water. Which, by the way, how the hell do you get that many endless supply of water? I mean, sure, I have endless supply of popcorn. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of popcorn. I really do. Dude, that is not, I don't even know if he's watching this, but no, that is not an inside joke. I literally have a lot of popcorn. It's basically endless. Listen. And the fact that I can basically, I'm not gonna brag and say I can have popcorn every day, because, you know, no, that's not really good for you. Having popcorn every day. The fact that I have both light butter and butter. I used to get extra butter, but now I don't, because of how much it costs, at least on my end. And oh look, the stage is ended, and oh my gosh, this episode's almost ended. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now granted, this victory, I'm sort of dampened on it, but you know, I'm just gonna chill. I mean, look at how many Odamas we have. Look how many rice balls we have. Look how little cavalry we have. Seriously, we need more goddamn cavalry. I will admit, I got a little bit lucky being able to get the green Odama to go there. I mean, really lucky to get some cavalry on that side. I mean, truly lucky on that factor. But anyway, this thing is almost over. So anyway, the next episode, we go to the Spider Temple. And we get to see something completely different as far as the whole Odama scheme goes. Yo, what, you think it was all shaped like pinballs? Lash Belvis? No, this will flip your shit up. So anyway, this is COMPUTEROSIS. If you like what you see, comment, rate, subscribe. In the meantime, this is COMPUTEROSIS, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Let's play Odama. Yeah, and I still have time left. Why did I spend myself up? I mean, really? Oh well. See you in the next episode.